The next questions ask us to use the laws of logarithms to combine the expression. So we're kind of going the opposite direction as the previous questions. So I want to use the power rule to really bring up any exponents that I have. So the first logarithm, that's not going to change. But the second one, I'm going to have log base 4 of 7 squared. So that 2 is coming up. Next, I want to use the product rule because of that plus sign there. So with that, that's going to be log of 4 with parentheses, and that's going to be 6 times 7 squared. So if you take 6 times 7 squared, which is the same thing as 6 times 49, then you should get log base 4 of 294. And that'll be your final answer. With number 12, we want to use the power rule. So that would mean this would be log of x to the 4th. I am going to leave the negative sign there. This would be log of x squared plus 1 raised to the 1/3 power plus log of x minus 1 squared. So then I want to use the quotient rule here. And I want to use the product rule here. So you can really only use the quotient and the product rule when it comes to the negative signs, or I should say the subtraction signs and addition signs that are in between the logarithms. The plus sign that's here and the minus sign that's here, those aren't really doing anything when it comes to the properties. So it's only, let me erase those, it's only the ones in between the logarithms that you can use in order to do the properties. So this is going to be kind of a big answer. It's going to be log, and I'm going to put a tall parentheses because the x to the 4th needs to go on top, the x minus 1 squared needs to go on top, and then the x squared plus 1 raised to the 1/3 needs to go on the bottom because it has a negative sign in front of it. So this would be our answer. If you wanted to express the denominator as the cubed root of x squared plus 1, you could, but you don't have to. And then lastly, let's look at 13. Using the power rule, I want to bring up that 2. So this is going to be log of x squared plus 3x plus 2 minus log of x plus 1 raised to the 2. And then I want to use the quotient rule because of this subtraction sign. So that means I want to use the quotient rule. So when I combine these, this is going to be log of x squared plus 3x plus 2 all over x plus 1 squared. Now this one can actually be simplified further because, so this is equal to, if I factor that numerator, that's going to be x plus 1, x plus 2 all over x plus 1 squared. So that x plus 1 will cancel out with one of the x plus 1's on the bottom. And that's going to leave you with x plus 2 on the top and just a single x plus 1 on the bottom. And then that would be your final answer.